Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how to make this panda lovey. So I made this using the hexagon blanket. I'll leave a link in the description for the hexagon blanket and the star blanket, as well as how to add arms. So all you're going to need is some cotton yarn in black, white, some stuffing, a 3mm hook, a pair of scissors and a yarn needle. Okay, to start, take your white yarn and make a slip knot. Chain 2. And then go back into the first chain that you made and make 6 single crochets. Once you've done that, pull the tail tight. Okay, in the next row, we want to increase each stitch. So 2 single crochets in each stitch. Okay, so that will increase from 6 to 12 stitches. Okay, once you've increased to 12, in the next row we're going to increase to 18. So 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 increase in the second stitch. Okay, so just do that until you get back to the stitch marker, 1 single crochet and 1 increase in the next stitch. Okay, once you've increased to 18, in the next row we're going to increase to 24. So 2 single crochets, and 1 increase in the third stitch. Okay, single crochet 2 and an increase until you get back to the stitch marker. Okay, once you've increased to 24, in the next row we're going to increase to 30. So single crochet 3, and an increase, okay, 3 single crochets and an increase until you get back to the stitch marker. Now that we've increased to 30, we're going to do one last row. So we're going to increase from 30 to 36. Single crochet 4. And an increase. Okay, 4 single crochets and an increase until you're back at the stitch marker. Okay, so here's how it looks after we've increased to 36. So now we just want to single crochet around for 7 rows. So just 1 single crochet in each stitch for 7 rows. Okay, so go ahead and stop the video here. And do your 7 rows. Okay, then I'll come back and show you how it looks. Okay, here's how it looks after my 7 rows. So once you've finished that, the next thing we need to do is start to decrease. So we're going to go from 36 to 30. Single crochet 4. And then make a decrease. So go through the front loop of the first stitch, front loop of the second stitch, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2. Okay. So it's 4 single crochets and a decrease. So it's the front loop of the first stitch, front loop of the second stitch, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through the last 2. Okay, so once you've decreased down to 30, you just want to do 1 row of single crochet. So just 1 in each stitch for 1 row. Okay, once you've single crocheted around, in the next row we're going to decrease from 30 to 24. So single crochet 3, and a decrease. Okay, so it's 3 single crochets and a decrease until you get back to that stitch marker. Okay, now that we've decreased to 24, we're going to decrease to 18. So it's 2 single crochets and a decrease. Okay, so once you decrease down to 18, I stuff it. I find this the easiest time to stuff the head. And then in the next row, we need to decrease down to 12. So single crochet 1 and a decrease. So 1 single crochet and a decrease all the way around until you get back to the stitch marker. Okay, and in the next row, we're just going to decrease every single stitch. So we'll go from 12 single crochets down to 6. So it's just 6 decreases in total. Okay, once you've decreased down to 6 stitches, just cut your yarn long enough to close it up and stitch it onto the blanket. Pull it through. And you just want to weave the tail through the front loop of each stitch. And then pull it tight. Okay. So just leave that attached so you can stitch it onto your blanket later. Okay, next we're going to make the ears. So take your black cotton yarn, make a slip knot, chain 2, and then go back into the first chain that you made and make 6 single crochets. Okay, then pull the tail tight. And then you just want to chain 1 and turn. And we're going to increase each stitch. So we're going to go from 6 single crochets to 12. So we're just putting 2 single crochets in each stitch. Okay. It's a bit hard to see in black. But just 2 single crochets in each stitch. Okay, and that's it. Just chain 1 and cut your yarn long enough to stitch it on. Okay, next we're going to make the little black eyes. So make a slip knot. Chain 5. Skip the last chain that you did and make 3 single crochets. So 1 in each stitch. Okay, in the last stitch, make 3 single crochets. So 3 single crochets all in that last stitch. Then turn it, and then we're going to work in the back of the chain. So I'm going to single crochet 3, 1 in each stitch. And then in this last loop, I'm going to put 2 single crochets. Okay, and then I'm going to slip stitch to the first single crochet that we made. Okay, and then cut your yarn long enough to stitch it onto the head, and I leave one a little bit longer so I can make the nose. Okay, and the last thing to do is stitch everything on. So I stitch the ears just back a little bit from the center. Okay, and I stitch the eyes on an angle. So instead of straight up and down, I've just turned it in a little bit. And I've used, you can either use a separate piece of white cotton yarn or the tail from the head to make these little dots in here. And then you can make the nose like this, so just across 3 stitches and down 2. Okay. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.